So this is about my uncle, Private Lowell Johnson. We may not have had any blood connection, but he was like part of the family to me and my mother and everyone else. Now, he was a good man who always talked about his experiences in the past. Several of those were about his childhood, but some of them were about World War II and what he did over in Tristram. Now, over in Tristram, he always talked about how he knew he only had a few minutes to live, that any minute could be his last. And he decided that he would stay brave and vigilant for the love of his family that he was going to return to. He came back, but he didn't come back the same person as who he left as. He came back a changed man who wanted something simpler than going out and fighting wars. And so he decided to become a collector. Now, some of the things he might have collected, I didn't get to see. But one thing I remember very clearly and I was very fond of was a glass flower. This glass flower had a prismatic base at the bottom, and when the sun hit it right, it would light his living room up with rainbows. And it was very pretty. I realized recently, when I started to look through his stuff for the first time in ages, that he was a person who loved very much his country and his family. He had lots of notes and everything that he saved from his own real family, but for some reason we didn't get to see it, probably because I was too young, but that's okay. He had no fancy rank, no fancy title, no fancy uniforms, nor any fancy deeds that he did during the war. However, as he said to himself, and he said to the grown-ups, he had his ideology and his family that he was going to return to. And so I don't know where he is now, but I hope this eulogy and letter reaches him, that people still care for him.